I know we're all looking forward to spring and ready to put this winter behind us, but I'm not quite there yet. This winter was full of surprises, and each of these Rockets teams had their own moments to remember. So, before the spring season officially kicks off next week, we have to take a look back into the top moments of this past winter. Starting off on the ice with girls hockey, tied with Brookline with 2.5 to play, Caitlin Birnbaum tracks down the puck, passes over to Jill Peabody, who would bury it for the goal and the lead, and the Rockets would end up winning this one 2-1. Sticking on the ice now with boys hockey versus Milton, Rockets up by 1, looking to secure the win, and Jake Sikowski does just that from all the way up top, gets it to go. Then just moments later in the same game, Will Saratella makes it out of reach for the Wildcats with the empty netter, and they win this one 3-0. Boys hockey would make the playoffs for the first time since 2019. They would fall to Marshfield in the first round, but not before this incredible diving save by Dylan Michaelo to save the empty net attempt. Transitioning now to the court, first up is girls versus Braintree on senior night. Low-scoring affair, but freshman big Ava Andrews would come up huge. Right here gets the putback to put Needham ahead as she falls to the floor. 30 seconds now to go in the same game. Braintree goes for the step-back three, but Andrews says absolutely not and swats it away for the huge block. Catherine Leslie would secure the big offensive board down at the end, and Needham would take this one 27-24. Staying on the court now with the boys, starting with their last regular season game against BC High. Henry Bickford would start us off with a big block, and this whole sequence would sum up Needham's season, turning defense into offense, and that's exactly what they did here as they work it around. Eventually, it would end up back in the hands of junior star guard Brian Clunan, who had a big breakout season, takes it to the rack right here, and the Rockets would head into the postseason strong after that win. Take things now into the Elite Eight against Central Catholic. Tough battle throughout, tied at 41 with 30 seconds to go. Bickford not giving up, and the senior captain with the huge putback to put the Rockets ahead, and that bucket would advance them to the Final Four for the first time since 2017. Which is where we are now against North Andover, where we couldn't end without one of these. Henry Bickford rises up for the big two-handed jam. What a season the senior captain had. Needham would own this one from the start and would advance to their first ever state title. But speaking of state championships, we can't forget about that sophomore diver Van Hotchkiss would dominate the boys swim and dive state championship meet, beating out everyone with a final score of 560. 65 points ahead of the second place diver. And those are your top plays of this past winter season.